What's up, it's Jimbo from Ready Check Pull, and this is our quick guide to the Necrotic Wake dungeon in Shadowlands. Also, here's a list of timestamps on screen and in the description so you can jump to the spot that you need. We'll start off by showing the bosses, and then we'll talk about notable trash and other things at the end. The first boss in the Necrotic Wake is Blightbone. It's a big patchwork looking thing that patrols in a large area. Once you've cleared enough trash, and definitely make sure you clear enough trash, you'll pull the boss where you have plenty of open space. This boss really only has two abilities that are important. There's a frontal cone that targets a random player. This blast always spawns two little worms that are untankable and fixate random players. The fixated players should run away from their worms while everyone else focuses them down. Blightbone also drops these green pools every once in a while. The pools are super easy to avoid, and the only real concern here is having enough space cleared so you don't pull any extra trash packs in the room. Amarth the Reanimator. First, to get to Amarth, you need to clear all the trash in his room, and you really do this with the super high level tactic of walking into the room. And then he just instantly summons the boss you can actually fight, which is Bonefang. Bonefang has a frontal cone that spawns little swirlies on the ground that can easily be sidestepped. He casts an Enrage on himself that increases his attack speed, which can easily be removed by hunters and druids. The boss spawns some adds that need to be interrupted and focused down before they explode. To make this a little easier, just drag the boss on top of a crossbowman if one spawns. Interrupt the casters and they should all come running to the tank for easy AoE. You only have 20 seconds to kill the adds and move away from the corpses, which explode in an 8-yard radius. Hey, real quick, if you like this video, consider supporting us on Patreon. It helps us make sweet guides like this one. Thanks. The next boss is Surgeon Stitchflesh. This one you actually do have to clear the whole room for the boss to become attackable. At the start of the fight, you'll be DPSing an ad that spawns. Tank the ad 20-ish yards away from Stitchflesh's platform, slightly off to the side. Everyone should be stacked close to the ad, only moving when there's a green swirl on the ground. The group will move with the ad in an arc around the platform. The ad casts a hook on a random player. That player needs to aim the hook at the boss and then dodge the hook so that the boss gets scorpioned off the platform, which makes him attackable. When the boss gets pulled down, you have 30 seconds to do as much damage as you can to the boss. After 30 seconds, the boss retreats back to his platform and a new ad will spawn. Then you just rinse and repeat. And the final boss in the Necrotic Wake is Nalthor the Rhymebinder. Nalthor casts a dispellable root on a random player. Everyone needs to move away from the rooted player before the player gets dispelled. Range can stay spread out around the boss to make dispelling easier. The boss will cast a barrage of swirlies under each player for a couple of seconds. Everyone needs to move out of the swirlies and keep moving until the swirlies stop spawning. Now for the fun part. The boss will send a single random DPS to the gauntlet. That player needs to run through the gauntlet and kill the ad at the end. Obviously, dodge all the bad stuff on the way to the ad. Alright, let's recap the bosses quick. Blightbone, clear enough trash and DPS the fixated worms down. Amarth, interrupt the casters and move away from any ad corpses before they explode. Stitchflesh, stack to better manage the pools and never miss a hook to get the boss down from his platform. Nalthor, only dispel the rooted player once everyone else is out of the circle. And there's also a few notable mobs that we wanted to mention. Zalramis Necromancers should be focused down because their ads will die as soon as the Necromancer dies, so AoE is actually useless here. The two Skeletal Marauders cast a fear that needs to be interrupted, and they also do this mean frontal cleave. And Workshop Assistants will target a player with a red arrow. Line the arrow up so another enemy intercepts the attack. And that's our quick guide to the Necrotic Wake. If you have any questions, leave us a comment or come check out our Discord. We're actually building a pretty awesome community there. I'll also be streaming every Tuesday and Thursday morning from 10 AM to 2 PM Eastern. Links to everything in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Peace.